What's going on, YouTube? Back for another episode here, and I'm hitting leg day, obviously, as you guys can see. And for anybody in the Vancouver area, with my recent video about the Gold's closing in Burnaby, I made this video about the new Gold's Gym on West Broadway in Vancouver. So for anybody in the Vancouver area, I'm sure you'd find this very interesting because it's a brand new gym, and I know a lot of people have been asking about this gym. So here it is. I started out with these plated leg extensions, and the plate loaded is on the other side of the video here, and I went up to five 45-pound plates here. So that was, actually didn't mind that machine, and I'll get into what I think about this gym a little later. But and then here's me hitting some squats here, but I don't know. I'm a little bit upset about the whole situation because I feel like the way Gold's Gym started, and I'm a huge fan of old school bodybuilding. My favorite bodybuilder is Dorian Yates, and obviously he was into heavy duty training, intense training, training to failure. And even at this place, they promote that the first Golds, and they put pictures of Arnold, they put pictures of Franco Columbu, and all the guys who started and Gold's Gym in 1965. And for anybody that wants to check out that video, I do have a video on the history of Gold's Gym. I believe it was my second video made, actually, so it was a little while ago. But Gold started out to be a hardcore place, a place for serious lifters, and I feel like now it's turned into a commercial gym. Not as much as like Planet Fitness per se, but it is going that direction where they don't want people to feel intimidated by chalk or grunting, yelling, all that sort of thing. And I understand where people are coming from in that regard, but I feel like Gold's has always been put to a standard of excellence, and Gold's is where serious lifters go, and I feel like that is going away from it because all the new Gold's I've been to are all the same. And here we go, hitting the leg press here. I went pretty heavy here, 10 plates per side, and tried to get a good range of motion here, which I always try to do. So it's all techno gym. There's no more hammer strength stuff. All the new Golds I've been to, which some people like, some people don't like. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, the techno gym stuff is pretty nice. As you guys can see here, this machine is also techno gym, and everything in that gym is equipped. And for me, I'm a fan of the old school hammer strength, old school Nautilus. I like those machines. I feel they're a lot, I don't know. For me, they're smoother, I feel a lot better on them. I can feel the weight more. That's just the way I feel. And you never see any of the hardcore gyms with all techno gym gear. So, there's a reason for that. So, next I moved on to this exercise, which I just started doing recently. I did it for the first time last workout, and I really loved it because I feel like there's a constant tension. I could really get a good stretch, really get a good controlled negative on this. So I moved up to a 50-pound dumbbell here, and that was actually really tough, believe it or not, because when I'm doing the lying hamstring curl, I can go up to at least 150. But for this, a 50-pound dumbbell is sufficient. So if you guys haven't tried this out yet, either do it on here or it also works on a decline bench. But I found this to be an excellent exercise and really, really worked my hamstrings. So, and as you guys can see in the background here, before I forget, dumbbells go from 5 all the way up to 125. So not too bad in that regard. Obviously, the Gold's Burnaby, and I'm really sad that's closing because I had 200-pound dumbbells, but I feel like that's going to be hard to find, hard to replicate. So right after I finished that exercise, they were also really lacking in leg equipment here. They had leg press. They didn't really have a hack squat. This is the only calf machine they had. So, there is an old saying that goes, gym's kind of only as good as the leg equipment, and this didn't have very much of it. Didn't have a seated hamstring curl. Didn't have a lying hamstring curl. So I find that pretty surprising. Only had one leg extension. I was waiting a while for that. 2 squat racks. I don't know. It wasn't overly busy when I was in there, and I don't think I'm going to go back there. I only went there once. Usually I try to go to the gyms more than once, but this area of town just had tons of traffic. It was a hassle getting in the parkade. I don't know, just really not my style of gym. Really not my style of gym. So after I finished that exercise, I did these standing hamstring curls on a Smith machine because they didn't have a standing, sorry, not hamstring curl, sorry, I said that, standing calf raise, because they didn't have a standing calf raise machine or actually a seated calf raise machine. So I don't know, I found that kind of odd. I've never really seen that before, and it seems like that's the way the new Golds are going, with not a lot of leg equipment, so I don't know. It seems kind of weird. This is more of like a beginner gym equipment wise, so I didn't like that very much. So that was the end of my leg workout. I hit it pretty intense. And this is something I don't really show much. I just went through a series of stretches here at the end of, and obviously I hold these for much longer. This is fast forwarded quite a bit. But I try to hold every stretch for about 30 seconds, and I think this is a necessary component, which not a lot of people touch on, and I haven't really talked about it either, but I feel like it's a big component of fitness, which gets neglected a lot, and stretching, yoga, all that sort of thing is very, very important. So they had an area where you can do stretching here, and I'll show some pictures at the end, but decent area to do some stretching here, and I got that done. So right now I'm going to bring up some pictures of Golds, and as you guys can see here, it is a 24-hour Golds, obviously by the sign, so that's a pretty cool feature. Not a lot of Golds are 24 hours, so that was nice. And then I wanted to show a picture of this staircase. This is going up because it's an underground, it's under a hotel, and I found this to be, well, obviously after my leg day, this was not fun doing these stairs, because I took my legs to complete failure on every exercise pretty well, and that was not too fun. So there it is. There's a picture there, and that's a view of the gym, all that techno gym equipment like I was talking about. The next picture is the turf area, and it is quite an open concept, quite a bit of room for that sort of thing. But as I get into in the ratings here, I did not like the atmosphere in there. Was really clean, was brand new, so if you're into that sort of thing, this is a good gym for you. So I'll go over the ratings here. Hours, 24 hours, we don't need to get into that. Price, 7.5 out of 10, because I put the asterisk beside it because it does vary quite a bit. I've heard of some people when they just got in getting $20 a month, which is really good. Some people 25 every 2 weeks. Some people 20 every 2 weeks. So it really depends on what kind of deal you get, but pretty standard for a Gold to be about 20 to 25 every 2 weeks. Equipment, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10 because I felt they were lacking a lot of equipment. They were lacking a lot of strength area. I felt that they really focused on the functional area, which is good, which is great. Big turf area, but I felt that they were missing a lot of good key pieces in the strength department. Atmosphere, I gave it a 5.5 out of 10. Lots of signs up there saying that they don't want you to use chalk, they don't want you to do this, don't want you to take any videos of yourself. That's another thing. They got pretty mad at me taking videos of myself, which I understand if people are, taking videos and not working out and taking stuff up. But if guys are going hard and they want to catch a glimpse of themselves in a video, I don't see a big problem with that. So they were really against that. So, so be it. Every gym has its rules, but I found that to be a little strange. Cleanliness, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 because I felt that the cleanliness was excellent in there. There was somebody going around cleaning. It's brand new, so a new gym should be really clean. So my overall view of the gym is it's not my style of gym. Sure, it's nice and all, and for some people it may be convenient in that area, but I'm just really disappointed that the Golds are trending this way, and I feel like fitness is trending in the way where places are getting a lot less hardcore, which may be the way the whole world's going, but it's not the way I like to work out. So I'm going to keep this channel going, and I keep trying to find the hardcore gyms, the places where you can go and work hard, and the places where they don't give you a bunch of BS and not too busy and this, that, they don't have this, they don't have that. So I tried to bring that up in my video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and go check out the gym if you guys are curious. Hope I gave you guys some good info, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time.